now that we've known how to find the specific term or the rth term or the nth term, we said the formula for finding the specific term or the nth term, we said you're going to get your power, which is n, then you're going to get your r, you're going to subtract 1, then for the first term it's going to be n minus r minus 1, then b r minus 1. So this is the general formula for finding the nth term of an expression or a specific term in a binomial expression. So now let's say you're given, you're taught to maybe find let's say the fourth term. Let's say the fourth term of a binomial expression. Let's say you've got 7, choose 3. Okay, so how are you going to solve this one? The first term we've said it just be, if it's let's say you have 1 minus x. Let me say you've got 1 minus x. Let's say this is to the power 7. Okay, so let's say this is our question. Okay, and you're trying to find the fourth term. So how are you going to solve this? You get your 1. Okay, this you're going to say the power, which is n, minus in this case minus r, which is 3. Then you're going to multiply by negative x. This is to be the power 3 because there's a 3 here. Okay, so the way we're going to solve this, if it's the fourth term, so we're going to say 7 factorial over 7 minus 3, that is a 4, so 4 factorial multiplied by 3 factorial, 1 to the power anything, or 7 minus 4, 7 minus 3, that will just give us a 4. 1 to the power 4 is just 1, which I'm not going to write. Then I've got negative x to the power 3. Now that I've got such an expression, allow me to solve the combination. So I'm going to say 7 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 4 factorial. I've written 4 factorial because I'll take advantage of the 4 factorial that we have down. Okay, the 4 factorial and the 4 factorial can go. 3 factorial is just the same as 3 times 2 times 1, which is just the same as 6. So 6 divided into 6, that is just a 1. 7 multiplied by 5, that will be a 35. Then I've got a negative x, so it's going to be negative 35 x to the power 3. So this will be our fourth term. Okay, now in some cases they are going to ask you to find the coefficient. Okay, the coefficient of a term. Okay, the coefficient of a term, like in our case of the fourth term, it is negative 35. A coefficient is a number that is attached to a letter. Okay, so let's solve another question. Let's say now they have asked you to find the coefficient of 2. Let's say 2 minus this is our binomial expansion. Then you're told to find the coefficient of the 7th term. Okay, so how are you going to do it? You're going to write your formula, your rth term. You know that it is n, then r minus 1. Then to the first term, you're going to say a, n minus r minus 1. Then you're going to now come to b. This is going to be r minus 1 as well. Then you solve. Now we're talking about the 7th term. So it means you get our power is 9, so 9. Then r is 7. That's the term number that we want. So to be 7 minus 9. 7 minus 9, that will just give us a 6. 7, is it 9? 9 what am I writing? 7 minus 1 here, that will just give me a 6. Okay, then I have my a. N is 9 minus r, we're saying r is 7. Okay, so r is 7 minus 1. Then we have b 7 minus 1. Then when we solve this, n, so that would be 9 factorial over 9 minus 6, that is a 3. So 3 factorial, 6 factorial. Then I have a, okay, a, this is to the power, you know, then I have to solve what is on top. 7 minus 1, 7 minus 1, or what can I do in here? I'm going to have 7 minus 1, that is a 6. Then 9 minus 6, that is a 3. Then I've got b on the other side. Now my b in this case, it is negative x. So allow me to replace the negative x. So I'm going to have negative x to the power 7 minus 1, that is a 6. Okay, now that I've got such an expression, then the a in this case, is a 2. So around me where there is a, let me put a 2. So here I'll put a 2. So this is 2 to the power 3. Okay, now that I've got such an expression, I can now solve what I have. Okay, so 9 factorial, and let's say this is, you know, 2 to the power 3, that is 8. Okay, so I have 9 factorial multiplied by 8, okay, divided by 3 factorial, 6 factorial. Then I've got my negative x. Now negative x to the power 6 is just as same as x to the power 6, because 6 is an even number. So if it was odd, it would have been negative. Okay, now when we solve, allow me to rub this part. When we solve what is on top, you know that 9 factorial is just the same as 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 factorial. Allow me to end with the 6 factorial because we have 6 factorial down. Then you are multiplying this by an 8, everything over 3 factorial and a 6 factorial. 6 factorial and 6 factorial can divide. Then what other thing can we divide? 3 factorial is just the same as 3 times 2 times 1. This is just the same as 6. Okay, then we can find two numbers. 2 into let me say 2 or 3 into 6, that is a 2. 3 into 9, that is a 3. 2 into 2, that is a 1. 2 into 8, that is a 4. Okay, then my job will be to, you know, multiply what is on top. Okay, 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 8. Okay, I'm getting on my end, I'm getting 672. Then don't forget you have an x the power 6. Now this is the final answer, but now we want the term that is the coefficient of x. Therefore your final answer now will be 672 in this case. So that's how you find, you know, the coefficient when you are given such an expression.